Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah amma ba'd. This is the third question from Fatawaa Arkaan al-Islam, Islamic Verdicts of Shaykh Muhammad bin Saaleh al-Uthaymin rahimahullah. This is question number 394 from the book. And the questioner is asking, if a person travels from one Islamic country to another Islamic country, but finds out that the new moon for Shawwal, which is the moon for Eid, has been sighted in the country that he has just left, but it's not been sighted in the second country, which country does he follow? So the Shaykh answers, إذا انتقل الإنسان من بلد الإسلام إلى بلد الإسلام. If a person moves and travels from one Muslim country to another Muslim country. Now, the Shaykh is giving a description of it being an Islamic country, but this applies to all forms of travel, whether the country is Islamic or not. وتأخر إفطار البلد الذي انتقل إليه. The country now he finds himself in, or on a different date in the Islamic calendar, فإنه يبقى معهم حتى يفطروا. Then he stays with them until they complete the month. So let's say, for example, a person is on the 10th day of Ramadan and he's in the UK and he travels to Pakistan. And Pakistan quite often are delayed in seeing the moon. So they could be on the 9th of Ramadan or the 8th of Ramadan. He now, when he goes over to Pakistan, is on the 8th day of Ramadan, even though he's already done the 8th day in his home country. The Shaykh explains why. لأن الصوم يوم يصوم الناس. This is because Ramadan can't be practiced by yourself. It's not an individual act of worship. It's a communal act of worship. So therefore, you need to fast like the people are fasting. والفطر يوم يفطر الناس. And you make fitr on the day when people make fitr. You celebrate Eid collectively. والأضحى يوم يضحي الناس. You make udhiya on the day when people make the udhiya. You can't do these things individually. So the Shaykh is saying here, you need to stick with the congregation. You need to stick with the country that you find yourself in. وهذا وإن زاد عليه يوما أو أكثر فهو كما لو سافر إلى بلد آخر. So then he gives a reason. He said now here, rahimahullah, this is the case even if he finds himself fasting a day or a couple of days more. And the reason why is because we need to stick with the jama'ah and the people. And the Shaykh gives an example. Kama law safar. Even if a person, for example, was to travel. Now here's a rational example that the Shaykh is giving here. If a person was in the UK and Maghrib time in the UK was 5 o'clock, and he travels to America, let's say, for example, and he lands in America and it's only Dhuhr time, does he, according to his clock, 5 o'clock has already come about, does he pray the Salat al-Maghrib according to the time on his watch, because that has been set from the origin of his travel, or does he base it on the destination and the location that he finds himself in right now? So the Shaykh is saying that the person would follow the prayer times of the land that he finds himself in. Likewise, the hilal is the same, meaning seeing the moon, beginning the month or ending the month is exactly the same. And there's evidence for this, because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Aftiru li ru'yatihi," break your fast when you see it. Therefore, you have not seen it yet, and the people that you are living amongst have not seen it yet, so you need to stick with that. That's one scenario. There's another scenario. He said there could be an opposite scenario, such as when a person travels from a country and that country is delayed in their seeing, and he travels to another country where the month has already ended or is about to end. So let's say he was in Pakistan and it's the 8th there, and he travels back to the UK. Or let's say he was in Pakistan and it's the 28th there, and he travels to the UK and it's the 29th in the UK, or the 30th of the UK, and they're about to celebrate Eid. What does he do? You stick with the people. However, there's an issue with this though, because the Shaykh is saying here, it is not possible, لا يمكن أن ينقص it is not possible for a month to be less than 29 days or 30 days. وَقُلْنَا لَهُ أَفْتِرْ وَإِن لَمْ تَتِمْ 29 يَوْمًا. We will say to this person, break the fast and celebrate Eid, because you need to stick with the congregation, even if you have not completed 29 days or 30 days, because the people have seen the new moon and you need to stick with the Jama'ah. But you need to then make up after the day of Eid, the 1 day or the 2 days which make up 29 days for Ramadan. So now the Shaykh has answered in looking at both ways. If a person is traveling from one land to another, he could find himself in a situation where he is going backwards, say, and in that scenario he stays with the people even if he finds himself fasting extra. Or it could be that he's going forwards, meaning he's not completed the month. Then he celebrates Eid with the people, and because it's not permissible for a person to fast on the day of Eid, he celebrates Eid with the people, and then he makes up for any number of days which are outstanding from the month of Ramadan. This is the third question. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us tawfiq and success and the best of understanding. هذا والله أعلم. صلى الله على نبينا محمد.